VBA Day 1. VBA stands for Visual Basic for Application. It's a programming language for MS Office softwares like MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Outlook, etc. It is a creation of Microsoft. It can only be used with MS Office applications. Let us see some of the uses. It can be used to create various applications on Word, Excel, MS Access, etc. VBA is most frequently used with Excel, so we would primarily focus on Excel automation using VBA. Using VBA, we can connect Excel with MS Access, SQL Server or other databases, fetch data, create dashboards, etc. In fact, there are limitless things that we can do with VBA. We may create a desktop application or a database application, or browse a website, access and modify files and folders on the computer, connect to MS Outlook and send automated emails, etc. So let us begin. Like other programming languages, VBA also has functions, also called procedures. There are two types of procedures in VBA. Those are sub and functions. Like in mathematics, we use variables. For example, x equals to 2y plus 1, where x and y are numeric variables. We can also use variables in VBA, and each variable will have specific data types. In mathematics, we have constants. Say for example pi, which has a value of 3.1416. Similarly, we can create constant in our VBA program also. So let us look at an example. So first let us save this workbook. So we will save this as Excel macro enabled workbook. So any workbook which has VBA code should be saved in this format. To bring the VBA editor window, we will press Alt F11. See, on the left hand side you can see this project explorer where you can see your project. It is named as VBA project. So right click on this and insert a module. Click on this property window and name it as mod day 1. So this is a good practice to name modules starting with mod. On the very top, always write this keyword option explicit. I will explain to you what it does in later sessions. So let us write a function. So as I said, there are two types of function. One is sub procedure and the other is function procedure. So let us write a sub procedure followed by the name of the function. Let us declare few variables. The syntax for declaring a variable is you need to use this dim keyword followed by the name of the variable, any variable of any name of your choice, followed by the as keyword and followed by the data type. So let us assign some value to this variable. So integer can hold any whole number value, but it has a range, so we will look at that later. And now let us display this value using message box function. When you execute this code using F5, see what happens. Now let us change this value and make it let us make it a huge number. Now let us see what happens. So when you press F5 or click on this run button, it says an error, overflow. Let us click on this debug. So here you are getting the error. So as I said, variables are associated with data types, and data type has a limit. So let us stop this code now and check what is the limit of integer data type. So I have opened up this website. So you can see this range of integers starts from -32768 to 32767. So if we assign a value, say 32768, so you can see it goes only up to 7, so it will give an error, similar error, overflow. So it can only hold up to 32767. Now if I press F5, it will execute. Similarly for negative numbers, so the limit is from -32768, so it cannot be lower than this. So let us try 32768. So it should work. Yes, it works. And the moment we make it lesser than 32768, say 32769, it will again show the error. Let us end this. So integer can hold only whole numbers, no decimal point numbers. So let us try to assign some decimal number to it. Now let us see what happens. So see what it has done is it has rounded off this figure. So if I make it say 5.85, it should round it off to 6. So this feature in VBA is called implicit data type conversion. It is a very important feature, and we will know about this feature as we go on in our later sessions. Now let us create another sub procedure, example 2. Before that, let me show you the range of this var2. So var2 is of type long. Now suppose you are entering a very big number in var1. So what was happening is that you were getting some error. So before that, let me delete this. So overflow error. So in place of var1, so if I use var2, now what happens? It will execute perfect. So let me change this var2, message box var2. So because var2 is of type long, so it has a bigger range. So let us see what is its range. So it starts from this to this. Let's go to example 2. Let us declare a string variable. String can hold alphabets, so you can assign something like execute this code. Now let us see some of the string operations. So what if I write my name is equal to my name ampersand. Ampersand is used for concatenation, to concatenate two strings, to join two strings. So if I write now, if we execute using F5, now see what happens. So it displays my name, but there is no space in the middle. So let us add a space. Either you can add it here. Yes. Another way to add a space could be like, you can add a space here. Okay. So let us see this left function. So left is an inbuilt function, and what it does, let us see. Length is say 4. So if we execute this program using F8, so it will execute line by line. Let us see F8. So my name, so you can point the mouse pointer to my name, so it will show you the content of my name. So it is Sujoy. My name contains Sujoy Adhikari. Now let us see. Now my name contains the first 4 characters, because we have specified that from the left we want 4 characters using this left function. So if we simply see, you can see the parameters, so string and length, and now display it. Similarly, we have this right function. From the right hand side, we also have this mid function. Let us see. So starting from say position 6, I want 5 characters. So it is showing 4 characters because it has also included this space. So it has started from space. So let us start it from 7. Yes. We also have this uCase function. So let us see what uCase does. So it has converted all the characters into uppercase. Similarly, we have this lcase, which will convert to lowercase. Remember, VBA is not case sensitive. So if we write the name of any function, say lcase, either you write it in caps or in a small letter or in uppercase letter, so it doesn't matter. Now there is another function called trim. Now before using this trim, so let us write something like, say, so you can see there are spaces here. So trim will trim this leading and trailing blank spaces. So if we execute this line by line, see what my name holds. And after executing this line, you can see those spaces from the beginning and the end has been trimmed. Similarly, you can use altrim. So altrim will trim spaces from the left hand side. So let us execute it line by line. See, my name has space on both the sides. Now after executing this line using F8, space from the left has been trimmed, however there is space on the right. Similarly, we can use rtrim. It will trim space from the right. See, my name has space on the left hand side, but this time it doesn't have any space on the right hand side. So let us summarize what we have learned. You can use a single quote to add comments. So we have learned few functions like left, right, mid, L case, U case, altrim, rtrim, trim. So this concludes your day 1. Thanks for listening.